Howdy folks, Justin here, and I am super excited to be back with another of the Frostfall cards. A Frostfall card was revealed live during the Team Rank Star Classic Series tournament this weekend, and it is a fascinating one. It looks a little weird at first, but the more I thought about this, the more I think that there are just an endless number of things I want to do with this card. And the card is Apex Wolf. This is a 6 magic of 4/4, so automatically not great stats. So you got to take a look at the text to understand why this is kind of an interesting card. Breakthrough and Drain, okay, pretty good. Last Gasp, draw the top creature of your deck and give it Breakthrough and Drain. Okay. First, philosophically, why I think this is a great card is because its applications aren't obvious. This isn't Bleak Coast Troll, a 4 magic of 5/5 with Slay, where it's just like, oh, I get why this is good. This is just going into my deck. But I'm also not engaging my brain. It's not encouraging me to try new things. It just improves existing ideas, right? Apex Wolf is a card that it does a lot of different things. It does something very unique, and it has a myriad applications as a result. It's the kind of card like Lich's Ascension, which I sometimes refer to as the perfect card, right? Because Lich's Ascension, I've spent more time playing and designing decks around than any other card in Legend's history. Lich's Ascension is not a competitive card, but it is so fascinating and so unique and so interesting that I want to try to do things with it. It's a highlight reel card in some ways. Apex Predator is another card like that, but has the potential to be also viable on the ladder. So just off the top of my head, here are some of the ridiculous things I came up with to do with Apex Wolf so far. First of all, I think this card is pretty good in Unstoppable Rage decks, right? Unstoppable Rage decks are frequently filled with smaller creatures that stall the game out a little bit or draw cards. Those are not ideal to get Breakthrough and Drain, but drawing them does facilitate your plan of pushing the game to a point where you get the huge swing of an Unstoppable Rage. I think in particular, Rage Crusader would benefit from this, because the other cards that you could then give Drain and Breakthrough to and tutor up to your hand are creatures that you want to play Unstoppable Rage on, and giving those Drain and Breakthrough can be incredible. Most of them are red creatures, so they don't have Drain. Many of them don't have Breakthrough. They do now, but with Apex Wolf in your deck, you're going to be able to give Breakthrough to cards that you wouldn't otherwise be able to play Unstoppable Rage on very profitably. So I think it's a pretty fascinating card in decks like that. I think it works as a curve topper in Life Gain Crusader or Life Gain Monk that looks to also, as a 6-drop, run either Triumphant Jarl or Golden Saint. Cards that are traditionally thought of as curve toppers for aggro decks can function really effectively in mid-range decks that use cards like Dawnstar Healer and now Apex Wolf to gain large amounts of life and then swing the game, right? This was a strategy that was employed quite a bit last summer in the mid-range Life Gain Crusaders deck, the Fantastic Fours deck, that a number of people put up really successful results with. Apex Wolf is the kind of card that works in a deck like that. Apex Wolf is also kind of fascinating in Mage Stealer of Secrets decks, because if the only creatures you run in your deck, and this works in the Stealer of Secrets deck, are 3 Apex Wolves, 3 Stealer of Secrets, and 3... let's get some of these cards on the board, since these are not the most common cards. And a Shadowmare, you can do pretty cool stuff. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. If you only run the Wolf and Stealer of Secrets, you can see where you could run a deck that was effectively just a couple creatures to fuel your Stealer of Secrets. One of the things that Stealer of Secrets loses to is guard creatures, because it's just a giant ward creature. The way the combo with Stealer of Secrets works is you run a Mentor's Ring, one of the probably more design space limiting cards ever printed, and then you put it on a Shadowmare. So, if the only creatures in your deck are Stealer of Secrets, Shadowmare, and this, you can dramatically increase the consistency of your deck. In addition to potentially giving Stealer of Secrets Drain, which can make an earlier Stealer of Secrets, instead of an OTK, a tempo play that you might not otherwise consider doing, because it's just a giant, hopefully, charging creature. It's only charging once, but because of magical limitations. You need exactly max magicka in a mage deck. But Apex Wolf, I think, fits really interestingly into a deck like this. Other applications for, and actually while I'm here, I'm going to look at some creatures I would love to give Drain and Breakthrough on in an Unstoppable Rage deck. I think that kind of a few forgotten kinds of cards. Shrine Guardian, Unstoppable Rage target, right? Shrine Guardian is a pretty good card to stall out the game. Unstoppable Rage decks likes to do those sorts of things. An 8/8 guard for 8 is already present in Rage Archer. In Rage Crusader, the ability of Shrine Guardian to shut down charge creatures and prophecies would make it an obviously ideal candidate for Breakthrough and Drain. As far as giving Drain goes, giving Drain to a Belligerent Giant, incredibly powerful. Giving Drain to an aspect of her scene, and not to mention Breakthrough, but Drain, Breakthrough, both incredibly powerful on aspect of her scene. And giving a Drain to a Vigilant Giant, also not a bad move. It's also going to be reasonably effective on smaller creatures. I'm thinking Bog Lurcher having Drain and Breakthrough could be huge. Could be absolutely huge. I really think that this is a much better card than it would appear just based on its initial stat line. I have to point out as well that this is... I'm going to go ahead and say this is like maybe one of my top 15 arena cards ever printed. It's also in yellow, which I think really needs the help in terms of card advantage in arena. Traditionally, not a great color for card advantage in arena. And also just not as effective at trading up as red and purple and green creatures usually are. So Apex Wolf could be a huge player. It's an epic, so you're not going to see a ton of them in arena, but I think it is another reason why you might consider taking yellow in arena. And I'm really big on this card. I think that you would be hard pressed to find other epics you're offered alongside Apex Wolf that you'd rather run, unless for curve reasons it didn't make sense. One of the things I like about Apex Wolf, like I said, is that it encourages creativity in deck building and in thought processes. I've only had maybe an hour to think about this card, and I'm already all over the place in terms of like ideas that I want to run with it. And this doesn't even include brand new archetypes. Like obviously, Life Gain Monk, Life Gain Crusader, not cards that have seen a lot of play lately. But by the way, let's take a look at a 5-drop Monk card that this works pretty well with. Protector of the Main. Obviously, it already has Drain, but giving it Breakthrough is great, and the Drain from the Wolf, there's synergy there. I think two cards in to Frostfall, and I'm already super impressed with the design of these cards. They're both cards with multiple applications. The Twilight from yesterday is the kind of card that has some very straightforward applications in controlling what your opponent has access to. But it's also potentially a role player in a deck that mills out your opponent, right? Like, you were reaching a mass of cards between Cast into Time, Black Dragon, Thieves Guild Shadowfoot, we're reaching a point where that sort of thing might be possible with a lot of dedication and some creativity. I know I'm going to be trying to do it. And finally, there's the other thing. Apex Wolf doesn't just fit into that. There are also lots of wolves, and there's already wolf support, right? There's Pack Leader and Alpha Wolf. This is more tribal support than any other tribe has, and Apex Wolf, it's perfect for this, right? Like, giving a Pack Leader Breakthrough is actually kind of huge. Pack Leader is one of those kinds of cards that's always been really good. Pack Leader is a very strong card, and in a couple other colors would see constructed play. But it's in yellow, and yellow has some of the best 4-drops in the game. Ardon Paladin used to see play. Cloudress Illusionist, Dawnbreaker, Hive Defender, Imperial Reinforcements, Moonmoth Castellan, Riften Lawkeeper, Black Dragon, all very playable 4-drops, right? Which is, I think, why the Wolf doesn't see much play, despite being a very powerful card. Wolf Tribal is the sort of thing that there's a demographic of players that really wants to make work. This card can fit into Monk, Animal Monk, right? It's kind of just like it's a really perfectly designed card because it fits so many interesting demographic niches. It draws cards, which Spikes love to do. Spikes being people who are really interested in competitive, constructive games, decks. It has tribal synergies with multiple tribes, the animal tribe and the wolf tribe. It has meme applications and tutoring up combo pieces and decks that run minimal number of creatures. There's going to be highlight reel videos where this thing gives Drain to an Odoving. I mean, it's really a fascinating card, and I'm just super jazzed about it. Like, the fact that this is the second card we're getting revealed from Frostfall really gives me a lot of encouragement that future card reveals are going to be similarly interesting and have similarly diverse applications. To that end, I would encourage you to stay tuned to my YouTube channel and Twitch channel in the coming days. I do stream on Twitch on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, usually for 2 hours. And obviously Legends content will continue to come out daily on the channel, as close to daily as I can get. We've been daily for quite a while now. We will be revealing a Frostfall card at some point. I'll make an announcement in the next day or two when exactly that will be. Probably hint the art out a day or two before so you can start guessing about what the stats are for it. But man, we're there. Like, Frostfall has come. Winter has come. This is the penultimate season of Game of Thrones, kind of like winter is here, Frostfall is here, right? Like, oh my god. Apex Wolf hits it out of the park. I think A+ as far as card design goes. It's not overpowered. It's interesting. It's a role player, and it encourages me to do so many things with it, which is a rarity. I mean, most cards aren't like that. Most cards are dove with a voice. Straightforward, interesting, niche, unplayable, right? Ring of Nimira, better designed card, I think. Encourages more deck building, although there's really only one thing you want to do with this. Apex Wolf does a lot of things, and I look forward to playing with it. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the card. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you all on the ladder.